So this weekend is TFcon, and I'm going to cover what's going to be going on with TFcon this weekend with me and Aaron Archer in a moment. But right now, let's talk about this brand new reveals that we got today from In Demand Toys on their Facebook group. 2 brand new Transformers Earthspark items, specifically deluxe class ones. But I have to say, these 2 are quite disappointing. We have this high expectation when we have now our mainline deluxes related to brands or franchises. You would want the deluxes of your Cyberverse toys, of your Rise of the Beast toys. You didn't want the Warrior class, which would be considered the lower price point. But I don't know what's going on with this wave. And, well, let's just get into it. So the first one we have here is, of course, our Terran Thrash. And we have Thrash, and he had a Warrior figure, and it was really good. It was really good. It had the sidecar. It had pretty decent paint. It matched more or less how he looked on the show, especially with the fact that it was trying its best to deal with the kibble because the show design is pretty thin. And I was like, well, this is the Warrior. Twitch got the deluxe class treatment. So when this guy's finally going to get the deluxe class treatment, it'll probably be fantastic. I mean, it's already pretty good to begin with. And we have this one today. And I mean, if you would have told me that the roles were reversed and this was the Warrior and what we got before was the deluxe, I'd believe you. Because I feel like we get less with this in a lot of ways. We get less paint. We get less accessories. I feel that's not as screen accurate. I mean, there is some areas, if you look very carefully, there's slightly more articulation. Like he does have an ankle tilt and he does have a mushroom, I guess we'll call it thigh tilt and twist. So, but otherwise, a lot of the engineering and articulation is pretty much the same as the Warrior class one, combined with the fact that it has less paint. The paint that is on it doesn't accurately 100% match how he looks on the show and the hue of it. And then he doesn't even have the sidecar. Like the sidecar is absent. Instead, he has like this shield accessory that kind of is supposed to be like the sidecar, but it sits on the back of his bike vehicle mode instead. Is kind of just like, I don't know, like a boot cover or something. And he also just comes with a gun, just comes with just a gun like that instead of the sidecar becoming a blaster for him like the Warrior did. Very bizarre choice. Very, very bizarre choice with this. I'll be honest with you. I think if you got the Warrior class, just stick with that and maybe skip out on this deluxe because I don't really see how this one is better, which is very weird because the Warrior's cheaper, should technically have less of a budget. And that's not the case with this one. Very bizarre, very bizarre. And talking about bizarre, let's get into our Transformers Deluxe class Earthspark Prowl. So Prowl hasn't even been in the show yet. We'll start with that. So we don't really have anything to base on how he should look outside of, let's say, this box art here. This box art is a very Earthspark-inspired design of what a Prowl would look like, obviously pulling from his Generation 1 look. But what about the toy that's inside the box? Well, they just took the Cyberverse Deluxe Class Hot Rod and painted it in Prowl colors. What? I mean, I understand they've been taking a few Cyberverse toys and repurposing them as Earthspark toys because they just don't want to invest in this line, I guess. But what a weird choice. Number one, before we get into even what they should have done, I mean, think about it this way. You have that Hot Rod mold, right? That Deluxe Class 1. They didn't paint it into anything else. They just pretty much kept it in that red color scheme and that's it. They could have done the black repaint like they did with all the other Cyberverse Hot Rods. Like literally all the other Cyberverse Hot Rods got the black repaint treatment for that stealth mode that he had from Season 3. But they didn't do it with the Deluxe one. Sure, okay, it was near the end of the line. I could understand that. But then they go, okay, now we're going to repaint it, and we're going to repaint it into Prowl colors. And like, it's so funny because while you could kind of, you squint and you look at it and you go, okay, his spoiler could kind of be reinterpreted as his door wings that he normally has from every other Prowl toy in existence. You could kind of paint the front end to kind of give it that Prowl look to it. He has the energy weapons, the fire blast accessories that go to the tri-blasters, which again is not a Prowl thing. It just is not a Prowl looking figure when you really look at the fine veneering and details. And then the fact that they have to go, okay, well, how do we do Prowl's iconic, red crown. Well, we're just going to kind of paint it over Hot Rod's kind of crown design, but he doesn't really have the same, protruding crown. And then what about the light bar? Because it's Prowl and he's a police car. Well, we'll put some light bars on the knees, I guess, by painting them. And then, well, what about the vehicle mode? Well, he doesn't have a light bar, so we're just going to put it at where the power scoop is on the front of the engine. Yeah, it is so weird looking. What a weird choice. Considering, and here's why I even think it's even more weird, considering that there is a perfectly good Cyberverse Prowl figure deluxe class that they didn't do a repaint yet, that they could get some mileage out of, that if you just did a few little, twists and turns of the paint, it'll be different from the Cyberverse one and would look 1,000,000 times more like this art. I don't know, was there a mistake at Hasbro and the West Coast? Because this is the West Coast team with Hasbro Studios that developed these. Was there a mistake over there? And someone said, okay, just do a repaint of that other Cyberverse figure. And they thought they were going to do the Prowl and said someone got the Hot Rod. Like, I don't know what happened here, but what a mistake. What a mistake. And this is coming from the big, like Hot Rod simp #1 over here. And I'm just going like, that's a really weird one. And it's funny too, because Hot Rod now at this point, a Hot Rod mold has been a smokescreen. And now we have a Hot Rod that's a Prowl. Like, we're getting all of the Datsun guys pretty much getting the Hot Rod treatment. Very weird. Very, very weird. I don't know who this is for. I think, if Prowl does end up being in the show at some point, this is not the figure to go with. We're going to get a Warrior class that's going to be the better one, much like with the Thrash here? Very weird. Very, very weird. Kind of a downer on the two of these, but that's really kind of been the vibe in a lot of ways with a lot of Earthspark, unfortunately. And when you look at the back of the packaging, there's no cross-sell for other deluxes, so I guess they're just kind of playing it safe too, because we don't know what the future of this line is. And sales have been pretty bad with Wave 1. They usually need a good 12 to 18 months to react to sales and everything before they could pivot. And it doesn't look like it's looking really good for the future for this. So better luck next time, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. This is very weird. Very weird. A lesson to be learned from this. Let's put it that way. Hopefully will come from it. But that's it more or less for the Earthspark stuff. Kind of a bummer. Let's talk about Transformers and a convention this weekend with TFcon Orlando, which is literally happening tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I will be there with Aaron Archer. We will have a booth at the Aaron Archer booth, probably in the guest area, I would imagine, of the dealer room. We don't know yet. We'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday is where we're going to actually have the booth really active and everything. I will have a super limited number of the TFcon Optimus Prime exclusive, the little Optimus Prime transforming Nintendo cartridge. We'll have a super limited run of those, about only 20. So if you really want to get them, we're going to have them there too. We do have some other plastic transforming robot goodies there, exclusive to the show, that I doubt anyone else will have in the dealer room at our table to pick up. Nice little cheap items if you want to have a little souvenir for this weekend, so be sure to swing by. I'm pretty sure people will dig it when they see it. It's really cool. But yeah, the Optimus Prime, we have a small little limited run of them. We tried to get more done in time, but we just couldn't meet the deadline. Probably look out for maybe TFcon LA in a couple months after this, and maybe we'll have a complete run of them with maybe some more special stuff. But if you are interested in the Optimus Prime, swing by our booth quickly because we have very few of them left. Aaron will have amazing art. Be sure to pick up something from him. He has his brand new art book, Volume 2, The Art of Transforming Robots. Be sure to pick that up. And of course, he's going to have all those insanely hot-selling Transformers instructions based off of the Unicron trilogy and a whole bunch of other different brands that have been painted on. Those sold out insanely fast at TFcon Toronto. Every time he puts them on his website, they last barely a week. So be sure to swing by and pick that up too. We also have, me and him, a panel on Saturday at 5 p.m. We're not going to really say what it's going to be about yet. It'll be a surprise to people. So we're going to be doing that too. A lot of cool stuff. Be sure to swing by our booth. Come say hi, take some photos. We're totally open for chatting and hanging out with you guys this weekend. We're really looking forward to it. It's my big grand return to the United States since the Big V kind of ruined everything. So pretty hype stuff. Let me know what you think, guys, about this Earthspark stuff. Hope to see you this weekend at TFcon Orlando, and failing that, TFcon LA in a couple months after that. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you again in the near future. And again, a warning, because I'll be at TFcon Orlando, there will not be a segment tomorrow, and there probably won't be a live stream on Saturday. I apologize for that in advance. There might be a live stream. I'll see how the Saturday night pans out. It really, because I'm not bringing all my equipment, so we'll see what happens. I might end up on someone else's podcast. Who knows? Maybe some non-Transformer related one, because it's going to be a busy weekend. But we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you again in the near future.
もう一人のコンボイ、もう一人のヒーロー、剣山コンボイ、出撃せよ最強戦士たち、戦えコンボイ。